Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am your host, Buckeye Mike, and in this video today, I wanted to discuss everyone's favorite, well, outside of mine, college football team, the Michigan Wolverines, as they absolutely demolished the Indiana Hoosiers yesterday, and yesterday being at the time of this recording, 52-7. Now, Michigan overall was very sluggish to come out the gates. There was weather issues, but as responsible fans that do not make up excuses, weather is not an excuse because Michigan has been known as of late over the last 2.5 years to be able to adapt to the weather, which is essentially what they did yesterday. Now, sluggish start. Indiana looked like they could have jumped up out of the gates on Michigan 14-0, or at least 10-0, because their first drive, they were driving. Their first couple drives, they were able to drive down the field and move the ball, even though they had problems at quarterback. Now, quarterback, in my opinion, seemed to ultimately be what destroyed Indiana, on top of the fact that Indiana as a whole is not on the same level as Michigan, which, to tell you the truth, there's very few schools and teams that are on the same level as Michigan, if not on the level above Michigan. That level above, basically, in my opinion, would only consist of Georgia. I would usually say Ohio State, but they have taken care of business against our beloved Buckeyes the last 2 years. This Michigan team is very dangerous, and I'm talking about more dangerous than we've ever seen before. I'm talking about more dangerous and more scary than last year or the year before in 2021. Now, like we said, Michigan got out to a sluggish start. They found themselves down 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. And after that, they scored 52 unanswered. Astonishingly, 52 unanswered. Now, Indiana periodically had momentum to a degree with chances to put points on the board, but with the lack of QB play and the overall not good play in general from the QBs and the running backs and the receivers, and just overall like dumb plays, is what caused Indiana to basically stall and fold in the end. Now, Michigan, who has seemingly been more of a 50-50 type of team this year, was actually 60-40 in the pass game, I believe. They had over 160 yards in the run game, and they had over, correct me if I'm wrong, I quickly looked up the stats before I started this video. They had over 230 rush yards. Now, J.J. McCarthy didn't look very good in the first quarter, let alone anyone on Michigan outside of their defense for the most part did not look very good in the first quarter. They need to shake off some cobwebs and adjust to the weather issues. Granted, it wasn't like a torrential downpour of rain, but there was rain during the game. So that, whether you think about it as a big factor or a small factor, whether it mattered much or didn't matter at all, it still rained. It's known out there that it rained. I would think that it affected the passing game, and that's why you had some of the issues you had. Like I said, it was light rain, so who knows. Uh, Indiana's touchdown. Wow. I don't know why Indiana didn't grasp on what they had when they scored the touchdown, because that's the kind of thing that you need to do against Michigan. They basically faked them out. Quarterback's in a shotgun, 3 wide to the left, 1 or 2 guys to the right. You snap the ball, throw it out to the left side with the guy who steps back. He barely gets it off the ground, chucks it downfield to the wide open receiver, striding to the front corner of the end zone, and it's a touchdown. And that was probably the best play from Indiana all game yesterday. Because once Michigan finally got things into gear and got going, it was score, 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 eat the clock, eat the clock, eat the clock. It was your normal, we're Michigan, we're going to run you over. We woke up out of some sluggish sleepwalking that they were in, and I'm not even bashing on Michigan by saying sluggish sleepwalk, because the announcers, Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson, especially Joel, even said Michigan looked sluggish yesterday. Absolutely sluggish. Now, they obviously woke up and got their crap together by scoring 52 unanswered. I think Michigan looks exactly like what we expect them to look like as a whole. Now, yeah, the starters did play a lot later than they usually have. But I would honestly account that sluggish start to the fact that Michigan had a bad first quarter. They couldn't hardly move the ball. And then once JJ started connecting with his guys down the field in wide open spots, because he was getting the ball out early enough or the line was blocking long enough for him to actually move the ball. And that's the thing. I think what you have to do, you have to hurry JJ. In the end, if you're going to beat Michigan, I would assume on the passing side, you're going to have to rush JJ, or, rush him to get him to scramble and cover in front of you and chase him down. I know it's just basic, simple strategy, but it seemed to work. Is there an answer for Michigan? I don't know. I think whatever Georgia comes up with would be the answer. But in all honesty, I think with the way this game went, I think this just shows that Michigan does have the potential to win the national championship. But again, who have you played? The difference, literally, and I've said this till I was blue in the face, from the end of last season to now, the only difference between Ohio State not having a cupcake, easy walk in the park schedule and Michigan having a cupcake, easy walk in the park schedule is Notre Dame. We played Notre Dame. Michigan did not play anyone at the caliber of Notre Dame. Now, that being said, I'm going to finish this video up here. Congrats to Michigan on the great win. Awesome job. You look balanced. You look perfect. You look the way that you want to look to be a national championship contending team and a playoff contending team. We have many, many more recaps coming throughout the week and previews for next week, as we have got some big games next week, including Ohio State, Penn State. So stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe to Buckeye Mike. Subscribe to Shady Sports Network, as we're at 950 subs over on Shady. We're trying to get to 1,000, and I hope everyone will be there. We will see you next time. Have a great, great rest of your day. Go Blue, go Hoosiers, go Bucks, go Big Ten, go college football, go football. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody.